Hello, beautiful people from all around the world. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to delve into a topic that's often shrouded in shadows but demands our urgent attention: human trafficking. This is a grave issue that affects millions worldwide, stripping them of their rights and freedoms. It's a violation that takes many forms, from forced labor and sexual exploitation to illicit adoption and organ extraction. It's an industry that, shockingly, is growing rapidly, making it the third largest crime industry globally. But why should we care? Because every person deserves to live free from exploitation, coercion, and fear. It's our collective responsibility to shed light on this issue, and by doing so, we can contribute to the fight against it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and share this video to help spread awareness. We hope you're settled in. Now let's dive into the history of human trafficking. The dark history of human trafficking dates back centuries. From the ancient empires that built their grandeur on the backs of slaves, to the transatlantic slave trade that saw millions of Africans shipped across the sea in chains, human trafficking has been a deeply entrenched part of our global history. But let's be clear, this isn't just a grim tale from the dusty pages of history books. This is a narrative that continues to unfold, a story that has evolved with the times, adopting new guises and methods to perpetuate its existence. Consider the 18th and 19th centuries, a time when the transatlantic slave trade was at its peak. It was a time when human beings were openly bought and sold like commodities, a time when human rights were a foreign concept. This was one of the darkest chapters in the history of human trafficking, a stark reminder of our capacity for cruelty. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, and you'll find that human trafficking has not vanished, but rather morphed into new forms. Today, it's not just about physical abduction, it's about manipulation, deception, and exploitation. The rise of the digital age has seen human traffickers adapt their methods, leveraging the anonymity of the internet to recruit and exploit their victims. This evolution is perhaps best exemplified by the rise of online recruitment during the COVID-19 pandemic. As the world grappled with lockdowns and isolation, traffickers seized the opportunity, preying on vulnerable individuals through social media and online platforms. Yet, despite these changes, the core of human trafficking remains the same. It's about the gross violation of human rights, the commodification of human beings, the stripping away of dignity, freedom, and self-worth. It's about reducing a person to a mere object, to be bought, sold, and exploited at will. While the methods have evolved, the core of human trafficking remains the same: the gross violation of human rights. Throughout history, there have been numerous cases that have shocked the world. Let's delve into a few of these instances that have left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. We begin with Mexico, a nation grappling with a human trafficking crisis that has only worsened amidst the global pandemic. In the year 2020, investigations into human trafficking stagnated, with the number of cases barely increasing from the previous year. The shift of recruitment methods to online platforms, spurred by the pandemic, posed a daunting challenge for authorities. With understaffed prosecutors' offices and a lack of understanding of the issue, many investigations were left at a standstill. This stagnation is a chilling reminder of how easily such a serious issue can be sidelined amidst a global crisis. We then turn our attention to Poland. As the war in Ukraine raged on, almost 2 million people, primarily women and children, sought refuge in Poland. However, this mass exodus created a fertile ground for human traffickers, who often prey on vulnerable individuals. Despite no confirmed cases of trafficking, recruitment attempts were widespread online. This has underscored the need for robust international cooperation and preventative measures to protect refugees from such heinous crimes. Finally, let's look at Bangladesh, where the struggle against human trafficking is hampered by a lack of evidence and financial support for victims. A study revealed that many trafficking victims were unable to pursue their cases due to financial constraints. With a backlog of about 4,500 cases awaiting trial, the country's justice system is under immense pressure. This highlights the urgent need for stronger support systems for victims and more efficient judicial processes. These stories are a stark reminder of the horrifying reality of human trafficking. They underscore the need for global cooperation, robust legal frameworks, and compassionate support systems for victims. The fight against human trafficking is far from over, but by shedding light on these cases, we can contribute to the global effort to end this abhorrent crime. Today, human trafficking is the third largest crime industry in the world. It's a chilling reality, a violation of human rights that's happening right under our noses. This crime, which has roots deep in history, has evolved into a modern-day form of slavery, impacting millions of lives globally. Estimates suggest that as many as 27 million people are trapped in this horrific situation, with 2 million children exploited in the global commercial sex trade. These individuals are not mere statistics, they are people like you and me, robbed of their freedom and dignity. Human trafficking is a complex problem with countless layers and facets. It takes various forms such as forced labor, sexual slavery, and organ extraction. Some are coerced into work contracts, trapped in debt bondage, forced marriages, or even illicit international adoption. Challenges in addressing this issue are immense. For instance, in Bangladesh, many human trafficking cases are hindered by a lack of evidence and insufficient financial support for victims. 75% of the victims interviewed couldn't afford to pursue their cases, while others cited delays in getting justice and inadequate witness protection mechanisms. But the situation isn't static. It's evolving, just as the crime itself is. The rise of digital technologies has seen human trafficking recruitment shift online, as seen in Mexico, where investigations into trafficking cases stagnated in 2020 due to this shift. Even in the face of war and crisis, like the recent conflict in Ukraine, human traffickers are ever opportunistic, targeting vulnerable refugees fleeing the turmoil. Yet it's not all bleak. There's a silver lining. 83% of countries now have laws criminalizing trafficking. Progress is being made, slowly but surely. We've also seen strong preventive measures being implemented, like the multilingual signs and phone apps used in Poland to ensure the safety of refugees. Despite the obstacles, progress is being made, but there's still a long way to go. The fight against human trafficking is far from over. It's a fight for freedom, for human dignity, for the right to live free from exploitation and fear, and it's a fight we must all be a part of. The fight against human trafficking is a global responsibility. This heinous crime, the third largest crime industry in the world, tramples on the rights and dignity of millions. So how do we combat this pervasive evil? Firstly, we must increase legal protection. It's encouraging to note that 83% of countries have laws criminalizing trafficking. However, enforcement is often weak and legal protection varies vastly across the globe. We need to strengthen these laws and ensure they are enforced consistently and effectively. Secondly, we need to raise awareness. Many people are unaware of the scale and severity of human trafficking or how close to home it can occur. Education is a powerful tool in preventing trafficking. By informing communities about the signs of trafficking and how to report them, we can save lives. In addition, technology can play a significant role in combating trafficking. With the rise of online recruitment, we need to adapt our strategies. This includes developing digital tools to track and report suspicious activity and educating people about online safety. Support for victims is also crucial. Victims of trafficking often suffer severe psychological and physical trauma. Providing them with the necessary support, medical, psychological, and financial, is essential for their recovery and reintegration into society. This includes creating safe spaces for victims, offering counseling and healthcare services, and helping them regain their independence through education and job training. Lastly, international cooperation is key. Human trafficking is a transnational crime, crossing borders and jurisdictions. To effectively combat it, countries need to work together, sharing information and resources. This includes cooperating on investigations and prosecutions, and supporting each other's victim protection efforts. It's a daunting task, but not an impossible one. Small actions can make a big difference. Whether it's learning the signs of trafficking, spreading awareness, donating to anti-trafficking organizations, or advocating for stronger laws and policies, every effort counts. Together we can make a difference in the fight against human trafficking. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this critical issue. Together, we've journeyed through the dark history of human trafficking, heard heartbreaking stories and cases, and looked at the grim reality of the present situation. We've also explored various ways to combat this heinous crime, from legislation to individual action. Now it's our turn to act. By sharing this video and spreading awareness, we can make a difference. Knowledge is power, and the more people understand the realities of human trafficking, the closer we are to eradicating it. Remember, your voice matters. Whether it's advocating for stronger laws, supporting organizations that help victims, or simply educating others about the issue, you can contribute to the fight against human trafficking. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, your voice can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and take care.